County was found dead in a vehicle following a police chase and shooting near St. Louis, Missouri. Princeton police say they first went to a home on Winding Meadow Road early yesterday morning for a structure fire. Family members reported 30-year-old Delisha Evans, who lived at the home, was missing. Police say they determined 33-year-old Ryan Phillips was a suspect, and later in the day, Missouri state troopers located his vehicle near St. Louis. Police say there was a chase, a rollover crash, and then a shootout. Phillips died on scene. Evans' body was found in the vehicle.
Both subjects in the vehicle were deceased, and their exact cause of death is still actively being investigated.
It sounded like possible crash, possible gunfire mixed. And then at the very end, 5 rapid fire shots.
The Missouri State Highway Patrol says the cause of death is pending an autopsy.
Join me as I dive into the details of a shocking case involving a woman killed by her ex, a house set ablaze, and a police chase with a dead body. Let's see if I can piece together this chilling story. Tragically, this real-life horror story is a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of domestic violence, a problem that affects countless individuals and families worldwide. The timeline of events leading up to this tragedy is still unclear, but one thing is certain: the relationship between the victim and her ex-partner was marked by a pattern of abuse and control. Domestic violence is a scourge that can afflict anyone, regardless of age, gender, or social status. It's a cruel reality that can turn a loving relationship into a living nightmare. The statistics are chilling. In the United States alone, over 10 million people experience domestic violence each year, with women making up the majority of victims. It's a classic case of gaslighting, where the abuser manipulates the victim into doubting their own perceptions, memories, and sanity. In this particular case, the victim's partner had a history of abuse, but it was only when it was too late that the authorities stepped in. On the fateful day, the ex-partner's jealousy and possessiveness boiled over, culminating in a brutal murder. The perpetrator then set the house on fire, hoping to destroy any evidence. But in a shocking twist, he didn't stop there. He led the police on a wild goose chase, with the dead body in tow.
Police pursuit turns deadly in St. Louis County.
We knew the situation was pretty dire.
What we now know about the man and woman who were found dead in the vehicle. Good evening, everyone. I'm Robert Townsend. Tonight, we begin with new information about that police pursuit that ended with 2 people dead last night in South St. Louis County. 5 on your side's Annie Kroll returned to the scene today and spoke with people who saw the aftermath of the crash, as well as a close friend of the woman found in that vehicle, Annie.
Roberts, the thing to know here is that the Missouri State Highway Patrol identified them as Delisha Evans and Ryan Phillips. In an interview you'll only see with 5 on your side, a friend of Evans tells me the former couple had a complicated relationship.
Police cars everywhere at this Afton intersection around 5:40 Friday night. An SUV rollover crash on South Rock Hill Road near Party Road, captured in real time through the bushes of Kyle Motors' home.
We saw cops with shields coming out. We knew the situation was pretty dire.
Troopers began a pursuit eastbound on Interstate 44 after the driver refused to pull over. The SUV exited onto South Elm Avenue and continued to South Rock Hill Road, where neighbors said they saw a gun lying on the ground next to the car after the suspect fired at police. Motor heard 10 to 15 shots and saw a car flipped over.
I heard the gunshots, and then we got down and knew that it was not a usual scene for this area.
It's a story that starts all the way back in November of last year near Dallas, Texas. Delisha Evans, known as Dee Dee, started dating Ryan Phillips, both from St. Louis. Friend Salome Momo said she'd had issues with him in the past.
On multiple occasions, he told her that he would kill her.
The couple fought often, Momo said, and broke up in August. Evans was a loving mother to her 13 and 4-year-old daughters. According to Momo, Evans was last seen Wednesday night. Her teenager asked where her mom was. Phillips, who was still around, said Evans was asleep upstairs. The next 2 days, he drove the 13-year-old to school in a rental car. Then on Friday, Evans' house scorched, Momo saying arson was involved. Police in Princeton, Texas activated a critical missing person alert Friday morning, saying Phillips was the primary suspect in Evans' disappearance. License plate readers helped locate Phillips' SUV in St. Louis County, which initiated the pursuit.
The understanding of is that she was already not alive when she was in the car.
If she could say anything to Phillips,
He took someone's daughter, someone's friend, someone's mother. Selfishly, we'll never get a why. We'll never get to a place of understanding.
If you or someone you know are experiencing a domestic violence situation, Momo asks that you speak up and reach out for help before it comes to this worst case scenario. You can find more resources to organizations that help victims on our website.
He took somebody that I think I really need in my life.
Tonight, a young daughter remembers her mother after she says a violent relationship led to a deadly crash in St. Louis County. The crash came after a multi-state police pursuit. Days after her death, family reached out to us saying the woman's 12-year-old daughter wanted to be a voice for her mother.
A brave young woman. Our Justina Cornell sat down with her today. Justina is in studio. Justina, it is heartbreaking, but she is just amazing for doing this.
Absolutely amazing. Probably in all my years of reporting, this is probably one of the most moving interviews I've done. And she told me after we wrapped up that it was so helpful for her to do this. Now, 12-year-old Demaya Miller felt like she needed to use that mic to share a message.
I want everybody to know my mom as a really strong woman and a really kind soul.
A daughter's devotion and dedication to Delisha Evans. 12-year-old Demaya Miller is her mother's voice and carries a message.
I know she's watching me and she thinks that I am strong because I lived through her. And if she's strong, I know I can be strong too.
And that's what she showed days after her mom was killed in what she calls a domestic violence relationship.
I believe he did more than just break her things, but I believed he physically abused her once or twice.
The 7th grader and her 4-year-old sister were close with their mom. That's why last week's silence was strange.
The last time I saw my mom was Wednesday night.
They lived in Texas, and mom had just broken up with 33-year-old Ryan Phillips. However, Phillips was at their home on Thursday, took her and her little sister to school, but the 12-year-old noticed red flags. Demaya would later learn her home was set on fire. Police believe Phillips was the suspect. That same night, the worst possible outcome.
They told me that my mom was no longer alive and neither was he.
Family reported Evans missing. Police identified the primary suspect as Phillips, who drove the two from Texas to their hometown of St. Louis. A police pursuit soon led to a car crash and an exchange of gunfire.
I think that my mom was dead September 5th of 2024, and she was just pronounced dead September 6th. I think he killed her Thursday afternoon, and I think he lied about it to my face.
At just 12 years old, she's advocating for domestic violence awareness, and it's her strength sharing a message for mom.
Don't take your mother's life or your family member's life for granted, because you'll never know when is the last time that you'll speak to them or that you'll hear from them ever again.
Police say this is still an active investigation in its early stages, and the autopsies could determine cause of death. Demaya and her little sister will now live in St. Louis with their father. They lost everything after that fire. If you'd like to help, you can head to our website, case2k.com, and go to the section as seen on TV.
I'm mad, I'm angry, I'm hurt.
Kira Brooks is still in disbelief that she can no longer hug or text her best friend, Delisha Evans.
Her soul was just amazing. Like, can't nobody say nothing bad about her. She was a very friendly, happy person.
Delisha was found dead Friday night inside suspect Ryan Phillips' car near St. Louis. Brooks tells us Phillips is Delisha's ex-boyfriend. He lived in St. Louis, but they were still in contact because Phillips claimed he had cancer.
She has a big heart, and she fell for that. He willed her back in by him guilt-tripping her with the cancer.
Brooks says Delisha filed several police reports claiming Phillips had been abusing her for months, saying he traveled to Texas often and stole Delisha's car, money, threatened her and her daughters, and this video even showing Phillips breaking into her home. According to the Missouri Department of Corrections, Phillips was imprisoned for 10 years on charges included attempted assault on law enforcement and armed criminal action. At the time of Delisha's death, Phillips was out on parole.
So that's why I'm angry. I'm mad because it's just like, how could y'all allow him to do so many crimes over and over again?
Investigators say Phillips was killed in a shootout with Missouri Highway Patrol. Friends hoping Delisha's story can help others struggling with abusive relationships.
Listen to those warning signs. Listen to when your loved ones are telling you and giving you that warning.
Now, I did reach out to Ryan Phillips's parole officer in St. Louis to ask how he could leave the state and why he was able to leave the state on parole, and I have not gotten a response yet. Amelie McGalvro, CBS News, Texas.
The way Delisha Evans lived her life that they will remember most.
Dee Dee was going to make sure that everybody was always good. Dee Dee was going to make, she had a heart the size of Texas, bigger than Texas. The most genuine person, one of the most genuine people I've ever met.
Delisha Evans, a Cullen County mother, was reported missing Friday after police responded to a fire at her home. Loved ones claim she was abducted by her on and off again boyfriend. His name is Ryan Phillips. Police believe Phillips took Evans and fled to Missouri. State troopers there got into a shootout with that man, and he was killed. Delisha Evans was found dead inside Mr. Phillips' car. Her cause of death still being determined. Evans' friends telling us the relationship should serve as a tragic lesson for others.
Listen to those warning signs. Listen to when your loved ones are telling you and giving you that warning. Pay attention to it. No matter how you can see that good in that other person, but if everybody on the outside looking in can see and tell you, baby, walk away. Walk away. Walk away.
Like what it do, ayy. I just put her to the shawty swerving in that cool, ayy. Cheeky, I don't let nobody put it on